What's going on, geeks? Jesus loves you. My name is Cody, and this is Ask a GUG, the show that we pretend we do every Thursday, but let's be honest. Though starting with the last one, things are kind of new and improved, so hopefully we can be a little bit more consistent. That being said, let's get into the questions, starting with, what is your favorite video game? I think I answered this when we started doing these, but Super Mario Bros. 3. I don't know what it is about that game, but I've been playing it since I was 2 years old, and I still do. Though favorite video game series is Legend of Zelda. What other geeky things are you into? Well, mainly I would say superhero movies, just because I'm a product of my generation. But I also love a good anime, manga, some cartoons, and obviously YouTube. Pirates or ninjas? Ninja, pirate, cowboy, alien. I would totally watch that movie. Do you think that a fourth major console could ever be successful, and what would it have to do to gain that success? Well, when the PS4 and the Xbox One came out, I bought a PS4 because I looked at the specs and the PS4 was better. And I love Nintendo, but if you look at their specs, they're usually a generation behind. So I do believe that a fourth console could be successful, but it would have to make the PS4 and Xbox One look like they are not top of the line. They would have to be the last generation. When they come out with the PS4 and the Xbox One, you come out with something that is the next level to that. I mean, as long as it doesn't cost more than a couple $100 more than your competitors, I think people would buy it. I mean, if you gave me that processing power and that amazing graphic capability, and you don't waste the entire console on FPS, I really think you could have a very successful console. You'd have to be like, look at those next-gen consoles. We are the next level. And then you give me decent gameplay and amazing vast worlds to explore with tons and tons of detail, then I'm sold. The only reason I like PCs is because they don't have to dumb down their graphics usually. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who is a console kid at heart. Now, you tell me this console can keep up with PCs for $600, you have me sold. Why did you decide Christian news as your YouTube focus? This is definitely kind of a weird one for me because it was a lot of different little things. See, I'm a huge fan of Philip DeFranco, so I mean, that was a huge inspiration. And also my school at the time, a lot of people were asking me, can the Bible be relevant today? And I felt like the best way to communicate that was through current events. I'm a firm believer that most Christians in the United States are weekend warriors, and I want to be a part of changing that. I just wanted to play a role in making Christianity an everyday thing. How did you become a Christian? This could be a really long story, but to make it as short as possible, when I was a kid, my mom would take me to church, and I was actually a big part of that church. During high school, I moved away from my mom, became an agnostic, but then there was this girl named Tia, and she invited me to church, and if she was gonna be there, I was going to be there. A few months later, I gave my life to Christ, said if I'm gonna do this, I'm going to be all in, and so now you have who I am today. It didn't just save my eternity, it saved my life. What's your favorite Bible verse? I think the coolest verse is Judges 15:16, where Samson says, with an ass's jawbone, I have killed 1,000 men. With an ass's jawbone, I have made asses out of them. Coolest line in like every book or movie ever. But I also love Acts 5:39 because sometimes I question what my calling is. I say, maybe I'm not doing what I'm supposed to. But in Acts, the Pharisees are arguing over what they should do with this new Christian church. And so in Acts 5:38, somebody says, let them go, let them do whatever they want, because if it's of human origin, they're gonna fail. And then Acts 5:39, but if it is of God, as they claim it is, then they're going to succeed, and you will be fighting against God. Just let them be. And last question, who do you want for the Republican primaries? And this is where I'm gonna lose all validity for what I just said. I'm a libertarian. And I've been asked many times, how can you be socially liberal and a Christian? Well, Jesus says, give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to God what is God's. Now, he is talking about money in that situation, but I think in the United States, what is Caesar's is freedom. And if you're socially conservative, I do understand your point of view. I don't think that libertarianism is the end-all be-all. But I believe that God made us with free will, be able to do whatever we want. And then he told us what we shouldn't do. And so obviously you can't make everything legal, but make as many things legal as possible, especially if they're not harming other people. I think it's way better for a human being to do right because it's the right thing to do and not because they'll go to prison if they don't. And that is where we're going to end Ask a GUG. Mike Pyatt is up next week, so be sure to ask questions basically anywhere. You can always go to questiongug@gmail.com. You could do it in the comment section below, or you need to join our community page regardless if you're going to ask us a question. But there we usually ask you guys, hey, what things do you want to know? My question for you guys is, what is your favorite Bible verse? So please leave a comment in the comment section below the answer to that. If you want to be an amazing person, make sure you go to youtube.com/armorcody. Check me out there. Make sure you go to geeksundergrace.com for geeky content. And closing, let the haters hate, let the Christians pray. To everybody, like and subscribe. I will see you later, and God bless.